Good afternoon, everyone. It is foot down Friday, and as you can see, I'm at home already because, well, I didn't have my foot down. Stuck to the speed limit today, but I've been home since about 1 o'clock. Just did a small job this morning. By small job, I mean I did a collection out of Slough back towards Manchester. Right, so I speak in a community WhatsApp group to some of the other YouTubers, and everyone's been saying recently that it's either been a struggle to find work or things they think have been going for peanuts, and also some of the lads in the WhatsApp group have mentioned they think things are going really cheap because they're struggling to get work. So from a shipper's point of view, I thought I'd go over some of the quotes I've had this month so far. I've just picked out a couple because they show the high quotes and the quotes that they sold for. I thought we'd go over them in this video. So let's start with this one. So Stockport to London, 196 miles, small van. The highest quote I got was 270 quid, which is £1.38 a mile. And the job sold for 170 quid, which was 87p a mile. Now, that was not the cheapest quote I got, the 170. I had quotes as low as £125. But when the quotes start getting that low, it starts to look a little bit suspicious. I know people are quoting low because obviously the time of year, but it looks a bit dodgy. But if the company was based in London and it was around the corner from them, I'd understand a bit more when they were just trying to get home, but they're actually based up here, so it didn't really make much sense to me. Next one was Wellingborough to Glasgow. This was a long wheelbase. Now we had quotes ranging from £1.59, so £550, £1.44, £500, and it actually sold for £1.10 a mile in the end at £350. So there's quite a wide variant there. It still sold for decent money, I reckon, for a long wheelbase, especially this time of year. Yeah, that's that one. Right, next one. Lutterworth to Glasgow. This was for a long wheelbase again, and it sold at £1 a mile, but the quotes I had varied up to £1.63 a mile, which was £520. I also had £1.59 a mile at £510, and this is all for the same job. People are quoting between £1 and £1.63 for the same job, and it makes a big difference, going from £300 to £520. But as I'm proving here, people aren't bidding cheap. They're still bidding around the same amount they were bidding before Christmas when it was busy. Maybe a little bit cheaper. They're selling for just a little bit cheaper, but there's still some really high quotes out there. Like the majority of them were over £1.50 for that long wheelbase job. Right, next, let's have a look. Lutterworth again to Glasgow. Is that the same job? No, different job. This is the next day, actually. Same job the next day. This is for a Luton. So this actually sold at £1.25 a mile, which is a little bit low for a Luton, but as expected this time of year. And most of the quotes are around that sort of charge. We have one quote at £1.65 a mile, one quote at £1.88 a mile, which was over £600, and most of them were around the £1.25, £1.30 mark. It sold for the £1.25 because they had the best feedback out of a lot of them, and obviously, as it tends to be, the ones that quote really high tend to have some negative feedback, which is strange. You would have thought they'd gone a bit cheaper because they need a good feedback. Right, next one, we've got Stockport to Wembley. Now, this is a small van. It sold for 82p a mile, so that was probably around right for a small van this time of year. But the highest quote I got was £1.52 a mile, which was £299 for 197 miles, which I think for a small van is a little bit out of order. It's a bit steep, but yeah, that job was good. All these jobs, by the way, were completed perfectly fine by the CX driver. I have no complaints about any of these guys. Really happy with all the jobs they did. And last but not least, we've got a collection that was from me going to Swansea. Now, I got a jokey bid on this one from our favourite YouTuber out there, Anvil Logistics, Dave. He quoted me £1,499.99p, which is £9.04p a mile. But in the end, that job sold for £1 a mile for a small van, which I think is really good. I think it's about right. That's what it should be going for. But the average quote was around £1.27 a mile for a small van, which I found a bit high, especially this time of year. So, as I've said, I don't think, well, I'm definitely not getting really cheap quotes like people are thinking. I think the work's still going for a similar price to how it was last year, before Christmas and New Year. But this week, myself, I've not had the best week. I've been struggling to get return jobs from the work I've been doing. I actually took a day and a half off just to do some admin work because I didn't think it was worth trying to find jobs on the CX because of the prices. But as I've just proved, the prices aren't actually that cheap. So finally, I put a post in the community section on YouTube last Friday showing off a new t-shirt that Leanne had designed me. It is this one, Foot Down Friday, and then also this one, just dropped a load. And we said we would give away a Foot Down Friday t-shirt to whoever liked our Facebook, subscribed to us on YouTube, and then commented saying they'd done that on the post. And actually only 2 people did it. Dave Anvil Logistics, because he has been begging me for a t-shirt since I did the last giveaway, and Hubba Bubba. Now, because there was only 2 people, we decided to give you both a t-shirt. So you can have a Foot Down Friday t-shirt, or you can have the Just Dropped a Load t-shirt. And Dave, I've got your details, thank you. And Hubba Bubba, if you just send me an email, I'll put my email in the description of your details and what size t-shirt you want, and I'll get it posted out to you. Obviously, I need your address. I'll get it posted out to you ASAP. I'm sorry if you could hear little witterings on in the background. Finley and Leanne are playing down there, so if you had heard any weird little noises, it's probably Finley. We're trying to get her to crawl. She's very good at going backwards, not so good at going forwards yet, and Shield's being stood up. I think this weekend we might go out and take the kids to the park as long as the weather is nice, hopefully. Otherwise, we'll probably end up just walking around the supermarket with them, getting them some fresh airish. And finally, I'd just like to say thank you very much to everyone that's liked and subscribed to the video so far. Liked and commented on the video so far, and subscribed to the channel so far. I really appreciate each and every one of you. 70% of you still don't subscribe, but if you do want to subscribe, please do. It pushes the videos out there more, so I can help more people out, hopefully. And thank you very much. And have a good weekend, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye bye.